What up, everybody? It's your girl, your favorite host, COOLKID. Welcome back to another episode of EARSEXLIVE Artist Spotlight. Today, I have a special guest in the building, and as you guys saw early on in the episode, we got some goodies, and I'm going to be trying them for you guys today on camera. Introduce yourself to the people, tell them your social medias, where they can find you, and then we're going to jump into today's episode.
Hello, my name is Vanessa Guerra. Instagram, I'm ChefVguerraflavor. Facebook as well. It's going to be Chef and then a V, Guerra, which is Guerra, Flavor, and then the Facebook just has an S, Flavors.
Okay, so make sure you guys get into her. Her name is Vanessa, but we call her Chef V around here because when she gets in her bag, she really gets into it. Now, she has a full culinary background, but she is specializing currently in desserts, okay? So that's what we're going to be talking about. Like, what inspired you to take this journey in life as far as desserts, culinary arts, and coming from Florida, because you're not from here. You're not from Atlanta.
No.
You're from Fort Lauderdale?
Fort Lauderdale, yes.
Yeah, shout out to
Miami.
Lauderdale. Okay, shout out to Miami. She's a Cuban American. So give us your background. Tell us who you are.
So I'm originally from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. We're born in Broward at 305.
Come on, Broward County.
I worked at Albertsons when I was in high school, and then my mom always at work. So I'm always there baking and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And
now,
then,
wait, what's Albertsons?
Albertsons is a grocery store, kind of like a Publix.
Okay.
That they had back in the day. So you have all different areas, like a bakery, you have a deli, stuff like that.
Okay.
And then I worked there part-time. And then also with my grandmother, we lived with her at the time. She used to make a bunch of, desserts. And she used to make a bunch of food. She used to throw it down in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And I used to help her and she taught me. But then when I went to an actual bakery doing it, as a kid, I think what made me like it a lot was watching people eat things that I baked and seeing their faces. And that's what made me want to do it, and it gave me more of a passion to do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So seeing people's reactions to your food lets you know, oh, I got something. Okay.
And then after that, I always worked 2 jobs. So I was doing culinary school and working at Cheesecake Factory.
Okay.
At the same time. Yeah.
How was that? Back and forth? How were you able to balance both jobs?
Doing homework at work.
Okay.
I was doing homework at work a lot, and helped you learn physically, and then actually doing the work actually helped as well, because a lot of places they want experience as well as school.
Right.
Then when I went to Lakota and Blue, I had to do an internship. So then my internship, I ended up getting an internship at Disney.
Oh,
yeah, I got an
exciting.
internship at Disney, and we did the food and wine fair.
Okay.
So I was able to work at Epcot inside of the German pavilion. It's in Epcot. It's kind of like an open space that's like a circle. Okay. So they travel around each area trying different foods. So I was able to run one of the ones, the German one, and they have one for Mexico countries.
Okay.
And then as well, I also worked inside. They have an all-star pavilion. We worked in there as well. So all that just experience getting it. And then, living in dorms. Yeah. All that stuff.
Cooking for your friends.
Exactly.
Okay.
So, and then after that, I stayed at Cheesecake Factory in Cape Town. And then I worked also in they have a Swan and Dolphin Hotel. Okay. In Disney. I worked there more. That's when I started in a bigger bakery, making an overnight baker, making all the pastries, the muffins, and everything. Ooh. So, and I worked in a lot of restaurants.
pastries, desserts, chocolate, like that's kind of always been your main thing. But
I
you know
love
how to
sweets.
cook food. Let the record show.
I do cook food as
You
well.
do gets down, okay? You probably make a really good Cuban sandwich, huh?
Yes,
oh,
of course.
With the bread all toasted. See, we don't need to get into that because I'm already deep.
With some lechon, that roast pork.
Look, I don't eat pork, so we would have to modify it.
You can do turkey.
But okay, see, she do turkey. Options. This is why you need to book her. Okay, so boom, you've done Disney. You've been at Le Cordon Bleu. Shout out to you. You graduated.
And I graduated.
Period.
Class
okay,
of 07.
Okay.
I'm old.
Not at all. Look, you're as young as you feel. But no, so the reason why I'm so hyped, you guys, because y'all know me, it's really because I've had a chance to taste her desserts prior to today, and I've had it multiple times. So I want you guys to understand. I love it genuinely. Y'all gonna see my reaction later. But the story of how you got to Atlanta, once you've had this career that you started, and you stayed in Florida for several years.
Yes. What
made you even come
here?
Yes. What made you high school? You moved up, or you didn't want to move in high school?
No, because my mom moved over here for my stepdad.
Okay.
Yeah, and I didn't want to come up here because I'm like, who wants to leave this in your year, right?
Right.
You have all your friends and your groups, and I did sports, so yeah.
Oh, what sports did you play?
Basketball,
okay.
Water polo, flag football.
Yeah, water polo. Okay.
And I was an ROTC drill team color guard.
Wow, you were very active.
Yes, because, well, this goes more to my culture. I wasn't allowed to go outside because my grandmother's from Cuba, so she believed that the outside is scary. The reality that people take kids and these things happen in Cuba a lot. So she thought, every kid was going to get hurt or get kidnapped. Outside. Yes. Gotcha. So unless it was a sport or a school activity, I had to be indoors. So in order for me to have freedom, I had to go do activities. Right. You was like, okay, that's the cheat code. Yes. Let me go out here and do a bunch of different stuff. That's basically what I did. Okay. And then, so what happened was, I want to say I was working out there a lot, working in Miami, working, but I was like, no, I'm not really going anywhere. I'm just one restaurant to one restaurant to one restaurant. So then my mother had broke her hip. Okay. And she needed someone to be there to help her to make sure she's okay. So I ended up moving over here and dropping everything. I'm like, I might as well try something new. Right. And I know Atlanta's the mecca for foods and desserts and everything. So I was like, let me just come out here. Wow. Let me just come out here and try something different. Who told you that? No, I'm just playing. That's what they say. That's what they say in Miami. I love this city. The food here is good. One thing about Atlanta, once you get through the cap, you find your people. You just got to get through that surface. So you decided to make that move. Not only helping your mom, but also helping yourself. Like, it was time you had met your quota in Miami. And then now you can go back because you got something to take down there when you do go home. So, okay, you get to Atlanta and things start moving and shaking right away? Well, my mom lives in Douglasville. Okay. So I had to learn basically all Douglasville. And then I realized how sleepy and country it was. And then I ended up working for different catering companies, and then coming out in Atlanta, going to different areas, seeing different places. What inspired ChefVguerrFlavors? Because, and I probably said that wrong because I don't know how to roll my R's. Okay, do not judge me. But so it is Guerra. Guerra. Guerra means war, so that's my last name. It's my dad's last name. And so it's ChefVguerraflavor, but Guerrera is fine. Guerrera is fine. But that's not how you say it. Learn how to say it. Learn how to roll your R's, people. I'm going to learn how to roll my R's next time we meet. Yeah. I'm going to have it together. But who inspired your business? Because you didn't start it right away. No. Well, yeah, it took a while. I'm a little older. It took a while of me working at a bunch of restaurants. And I've always helped other people do their things. Like, I have other friends that are chefs that I would help them do their pop-ups. I'd help them do their bakery or their something. And then something in me last year clicked was like, everyone keeps on saying, why don't you have your own? Why don't you do it yourself? And then I was always scared to jump out by myself and do it. So finally I just was like, I'm gonna do it. And I just started doing it. I developed a logo. I developed how I wanted the food to be, how I wanted to look. I developed, a kind of theme, vibe, and started it. You developed your whole plan, like from scratch. And so with that being said, you have culinary experience across the board, but you specialize in desserts.
what are your like top flavors? Like something you know you're gonna make every time.
Or flavor. Or
Flavors for desserts. Yes,
okay.
Your dessert flavors.
My favorite, I love bananas. So I like to do anything with the banana. I love banana pudding. I do banana pudding cheesecake.
Okay.
I don't know. I can take just a plantain and turn it into like a tart and then put like a banana flavor in there. I just like banana is my top favorite.
Okay.
I love banana. Then my second love is caramel. Dulce de leche. I love making it from scratch. I like putting it in everything. Ice cream, I love caramel. I'm obsessed.
And see, again, I got boxes of goodies right here with all that in there. I'm just saying, y'all need to bookmark. Girl, you need to get you some.
My other one is mango.
Okay.
I made your mango Twinkies.
And we're going to get into those. Y'all seen those? Are you seeing how pretty they were with the candied mango and the gold flecks? Okay, so now I'm glad you said that because I do want to segue into the way you decided to, jump off the porch in a new city, right? And you're doing different flavors because mango Twinkies is not something you hear every day.
No.
And I chose that because I love the wild flavors. Chocolate is an OG flavor for me. It's the flavor. But I love trying like passion fruit and like just different strawberry
too.
Right, like a kiwi, the key lime flavors had me in a chokehold as a kid. So for me, I love hearing that, and then you're bringing your own culture and your own vibes into it. So we moved to Atlanta, things get rolling after about a year, and this is a year ago from this year. So you've been here for a while. You graduated in 2007. You spent a few years in Fort Lauderdale. Then how long have you been in Atlanta?
I've been in Atlanta before COVID.
So since
2018 is when I moved here.
So you've been here about 6-7 years. Your experience here, what were some of the challenges you faced with being somebody that loves those different types of flavors and you're in a southern city,
Well, I tried at certain pop-ups to bring just my regular flavors, but then I realized I had to get some of the staples have to come out. Like I worked more with peaches when I came out here. Like I make a peach cobbler whoopie pie. That's really good that people love.
Yes.
I also do a lemonade sweet tea, strawberries. Lemonade too, whoopie pie, different flavors that the Southern like, and also banana pudding everywhere.
Everybody loves banana pudding.
But I do my own little twist to it, and I'm not gonna say what it is. But
okay, right? Don't give away.
You gotta try it, yes. And then also, other red velvet is a classic that I do, but I do like a soft red velvet, not too much cocoa in it, because some people will be like, oh, red velvet is just a chocolate cake. No, it is not.
No, the science behind red velvet cake has been explained so many times, but when that vinegar and
just a little
what is it, the little bit, when they combine up in there, it do something, and it changes
and
the
it's moist,
flavor.
Very moist.
Yes, but one flavor you have that I love, that most people is probably scared to try, the ube.
The ube and hibiscus, yes.
First of all, hibiscus tastes like water. I'm just saying. I'm not even a hibiscus girl like that because it tastes like hibiscus has to be heavily concentrated or you can really get the flavor. But that ube hibiscus whoopie pie and the Twinkies, I've had both. I've also had the Red Devil food cake. I hope I'm saying that right.
It's a strawberry chocolate Twinkie.
Strawberry
So it's
chocolate.
Devil's food cake is the Twinkie, and then the filling is gonna be like a strawberry buttercream.
It's so good. And this is somebody that's dairy free, and she made my Twinkies dairy free.
Yeah.
We're gonna get into that though. Model your flavors after where you are, the region you're in, what the state is known for, the peaches, etc. You do tap into that. Do you feel like that helps to bring in a bigger audience for you? Like from where you started to now, do you feel like your customers have grown?
Yes, I do, and I feel like because I also do pop-ups, so I have to do what's popular, and that is what's popular. I still bring my own flavors too, and so they can pick. They can either do something southern, or they can try a little bit of Miami-ness.
Okay.
They can try them both.
Okay, a little southern Miami.
And then
fusion.
I do a little different. Like everyone does these little cake pops. I do a cheesecake pop.
Oh yeah.
So it's basically a cheesecake on a stick. Yeah. And that cheesecake can be key lime. It can be banana pudding. It can be Oreo. I can even make them ube. I can make them mango, all different flavors.
Yeah. And you really, it's such a wide range. What would you say are like some of your top sellers?
My top sellers right now, of course, is going to be cookies and cream.
Okay.
The cheesecake cookies and cream.
Okay.
The red velvet and banana pudding are my 3 top.
Okay.
But I like making the key lime cheesecake and banana pudding cheesecake. Those are my favorite. And then the peach cobbler whoopie pie, that is delicious.
Look, the memory just
delicious.
now.
It is.
I love the recall.
And I do a spice cream cheese filling in the middle of it. And it's got like cobbler topping on it, because you know you can't have peach cobbler without cobbler pieces.
Okay, because who wants peach cobbler without the crust?
Exactly.
Yes,
exactly.
Gotta have that slurry in there, baking up all good. I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. So listen, for me, we decided to do a dairy-free version because, as you guys know, I talk about this all the time. I am lactose intolerant. So all the stuff that she talked about that I got in this box, I can't even eat it like that. I gotta give some of it away. However, what's mine is them Twinkies. Walk us through the process of, you know, your baking style to the packages, the way you display everything. We got a little taste of it, but what's the process for you? Like, how long does it take? Let's say you get an order of a dozen Twinkies.
Well, I like my orders at least to have 2 weeks in advance so I can test it out, especially if you're something that I have to basically go in the lab and figure out how to make it.
Okay.
Because if you want no dairy, gluten-free, vegan, these things take different, because without butter and milk and eggs as a staple, that's how basically is the glue.
Right.
You have to figure out how to do it other way. 2 weeks notice, and within that frame, you make an order. You would pay half up front, and then I would, on the day of delivery, pay the other half. Okay. And then I would deliver it the day of. Okay.
And it makes that's a pretty simple way to do it, especially for baked goods. Everything is made fresh in-house, which I love. You use a lot of organic ingredients as well. Yes. So the fact that you are sensitive to everybody else's sensitive stomachs, I think that plays a big role in your overall audience. And you're based here in Atlanta. You're in multiple places. So not only do you have your own business, but you're also working all of the other businesses, other restaurants, other pop-ups, the concerts. You're literally always at an event every time I see you. Yes. How are you able to balance it all? You know, you don't have kids yet, but eventually you will want a child at some point. So it's like, how are you balancing now to still give yourself your you time?
Well, that's the point of I wanted to do my own business, is eventually I want to just focus, just basically do just my business, just my pop-ups, and I could do it with my child. I actually want to teach them and eventually pass it on to him or her and have her keep the legacy going.
Gotcha.
That's the whole point.
Okay. So you're building your brand not just because you love to make desserts, you love to make people smile when they taste your food, but you also want to build your legacy for your future generations. That's awesome. I love that. We got to see you decorate and box up and really make it look cute, right? Give us a little bit of the process of like actually buying those products, because a lot of people don't realize how much food cost is. Even though you're doing desserts, which sounds like it's not as expensive as actual food, but it can add up.
Both can add up. It's just when you actually do food, you'd have to go to different markets and find different things depending on where you're going, what kind of, like a lot of fresh markets have different kind of fruits or different kind of foods or different kind of cut. The butcher that you get it from, depending as well. And then also keeping it hot. That's why hot foods is kind of harder to do compared to desserts, but the same Achilles heel, because if it's too hot, my desserts are going to sweat. My desserts are going to be hot. So either you can get cold if it's hot food, and if it gets hot, I'm gonna melt. So it works either which way. But with me, I go to a lot of different places because like in order to get pastry stuff, a certain thing, certain chocolates, I have to look around different stores. I have to go to different depots, different places in order to find different colors, different flavors. And then I have to test them out to see if they work, because just because they work at that one point doesn't mean, like macarons is something that, depending on the time of the weather, is how they're gonna work, because they work off of moisture, because when you make macs, you have to dry them out. And if it's raining outside, it affects them. If it's different, it affects them. So it's a whole process depending on what pastry you are making. But after you get used to making that batter, making that base, it's just repetition. And of course, you try it as you go to make sure the flavor stays the way
you are infusing everything that you learned. So from the time that you grew up watching family in the kitchen, cooking, taste testing with them, to working at Cheesecake, to being at Le Cordon Bleu, so all of the different things you've done, what would you say is one of your goals? For your business?
For my business, I do want to get my brand out there. I want more people to see and know who I am and try my food. Do weddings. Mm-hmm. I do a lot of wedding pop-ups where, you know, you make a nice display of food pop-ups because I like going to the different farmers market. You get to see what they have and then they get to see what you have. So I you know, just getting people to see. And I also like the fact of meeting new people, going new places and meeting new things. It's not you just stuck in a brick and mortar and you just the same thing every day. I like the expanding and going out.
Be mobile.
Well, I do at first want to start with food truck.
Okay.
That's my goal is to earn and save because I do want to do a food cup because I can travel. I can go to Miami, sell them for one weekend, and then come over here, come back and sell them. You know, I like the idea of being mobile at the point in time. Yes.
Okay. And you know what? I think that works in this economy. You know, brick and mortars, they're hard to keep up with. It's a lot of maintenance. You got your rent, you got your bills, you got your overhead, all of these different things. It can be an expensive process, takes a lot out of you. And a food truck does just sound like more free for you. And so, and it gives you the flexibility to really be able to do what you love, make people smile, you know, try different flavor profiles. I am excited to see what you do, and I'm excited for people to try your desserts. Again, you guys need to check in with her. You need to follow her on Instagram and all of her social media platforms. I'm gonna put all of her information in this video. You had someone you wanted to cook for, like your favorite celeb or your favorite, you know, whoever. Who is that person and what would you make for them? Because yes, you do desserts, but you cook as well. So let's say you're doing the full spread. What is your menu for tonight?
Well, the person who I would want to do is I love the Brat and Judy.
Okay.
I love them too.
Okay.
They're amazing. I'd love to cook for her because I've loved her since I was a little kid. Like she is, like I used to rap.
Oh,
like her.
She had you with the bars?
Yes,
okay.
the bars. Like, you know, karaoke night, I'll be doing some of her songs. I'm not even gonna lie, I love the Brat. And Judy, I just love her. And I love her journey and how she went from, you know, being a bigger girl and she's losing more weight, getting toned. And then both of them, how they're both raising legend in their 40s. Like, that's what I want to do. Yeah. So I just love them two as a couple. And I know that, you know, they both want more nutritional, but still some sweets. So yes, I would do more, try to work with more sugar-free or more vegan or dairy-free desserts for them. And I would probably go based off of different fruit profiles that they like they like peaches and the red velvet. Okay. So I would love to do that for them.
Wow, well look, she just shot her shot. So BB Judy, the real BB Judy, we love you, babes. The Brat, always been a fan. Check out my girl. She would love to cook something up for you guys and you would not be disappointed. We don't put nothing on the CKP platform that ain't real. All right, we all about authentic vibes. And speaking of that, while we get into some more fun questions, we're also gonna get into the desserts. And I'm gonna tell you guys what is in each box. Right, so in this top box, isn't this cute, you guys? This is so cute. I love it. She has her logo on the back. And then you can like see, but these are the truffles. Now, what's in the truffles?
All right, so it's a caramel Heath bar truffle. So inside is a dark chocolate ganache with caramel, then piped inside of a chocolate truffle, then rolled with Heath bar. So take a Heath bar and chop it down and then roll it in it.
Okay.
So those are truffles.
And how long does it take to make one of these?
Just one of those? Maybe till the process is gonna take at least a day because you do have to freeze them. So you have to go from making the ganache. Ooh, look at her face. She's enjoying that. So that's the reason why it takes a day because you have to freeze them. So the next day you can roll them because chocolate's better when it's frozen. And then you can roll them with the hot chocolate is your glue to roll the candy together. That's only why it's a 2-day process.
Okay.
Yes. Or 24 hours until if you do them early in the morning, they'll probably be done in the afternoon. And then you can do them. So it can be a day, depending on your day.
Okay. And the reason why I want her to break this down for you guys is because, again, I want everyone to understand this is art.
And it takes time.
Look, do y'all see these Twinkies?
Those are fresh this morning.
Fresh this morning. dairy-free.
Yes.
Mango is the cake. The cake is a pumpkin cake, right?
No. The cake it's a pumpkin cake base. I just didn't use the pumpkin, and I put mango in it.
But okay, so this is a mango cake.
So it's kind of like an olive oil cake, kind of.
Yes, it's moist,
and it has no dairy in it.
And it got the decorations, the candied mango,
and then inside is a vegan buttercream.
Yes.
Well, no, it's not vegan, dairy-free, because I did do eggs as a binder.
And see, I can have eggs.
She can't have the dairy.
Milk. Right.
But there's no butter in it. It's vegan butter.
And we about to get into these. Y'all look at them. Look at them.
It has white chocolate dripping on both in 2 different colors. And then you have the candy pieces of mango. And then the gold leaf on top.
And I'm going to try this on camera for you guys. So you guys can get the full effect. I taste that cinnamon. The candied mango adds a really good crunch. The cake is soft. Let me get another.
You like
it? Get that cream. No. The cream is so light and airy. It doesn't even taste like I'm eating something that's like super sweet. It truly tastes just like a treat, light, airy, and it's so moist. Like everybody cake ain't good. And that's just what it is. Now,
it's true about that.
In this box, we got some things that I've had before. These are the cheesecake Oreos, I believe. Oreo cheesecake bites. Now, I'm only going to do a little bit of that, y'all. Again,
I'll eat it for you.
Look, okay? And then we have the whoopie pies, and these are the red velvet
with cream cheese frosting.
Now, this box, I'm gonna give it to the family, But we're still gonna try one. Would you definitely try one with me? Because again, this is art, people, and we all about showcasing artists on this platform. I'm gonna try a purple one. Let's see here. Cheers.
Yes. And then this is how, when you do it on a present, it's gonna look like this.
Yeah.
And then your guests can come by and just grab it in just one bite or two. And then you see the layer of the Oreo and then the cream cheese.
So again, y'all need to go check in with my girl, Chef Guerra Flavors, and I'm gonna learn how to roll my R's on that one. On Instagram, TikTok, what else? Facebook. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. You can check her out. You can find her. You can book her.
If I don't automatically pick up, please do leave a voicemail or text me, and I will get back to you.
Okay? Because we all about getting to the money.
Yes.
But no, we here at CKP, thank you so much for dropping by, bringing us some goodies, hanging out with us, and giving us a chance to get to know you. We will be seeing her again. And if you come to a CKP event, you definitely can get you one of these, okay? It's your girl, your favorite host, COOLKID. This was another episode of EARSEXLIVE Artist Spotlight. Thank you so much for stopping by. And y'all, we gotta get up out of here, okay? I gotta get to the rest of my desserts. Thank you so much. Have a good one, y'all. Peace.